Hello.
Good evening.
Welcome to the 707 show. I'm Moira Bush.
And I'm Michael Kapp.
And this is Mother and Son episode this evening. Not our idea.
No, we were pushed into this by a few people, so they
came to love us dearly.
Yeah, they remain nameless. So.
But you know who you are. So Michael is obviously far more comfortable in the producer's chair behind the camera. So this is your debut in front of the camera.
No, I did the Christmas special last year on the Magenta show. So
yeah, you had like a brief cameo appearance.
At least I wasn't the one lying on the couch on top of other people in the video. So I sort of remained some of my dignity.
Yeah.
But of course
that's because of Sarah. I mean, Sarah DeFelice made us do all sorts of weird stuff. I mean, it's go girl. This is as weird as we were prepared to go on the 707 show. Christmas jumpers. It's Christmas.
It is Christmas, and we have got a lovely reindeer, of course, looking after us this evening. Since I'm here, we have Shannon sitting behind the camera looking after us this evening, and we cannot be in safer, better hands.
Yeah, so if anything goes wrong, don't worry. She hasn't podcast for us for a while. Look there.
Yay!
Oh, Sarah, you're in, girl. Hello, darling.
And we've got Hayden. Hello, Hayden.
Hayden, all the way from Australia. Hello, my darling. Oh, you're doing such amazing stuff with your shows. You're absolutely amazing. And, oh, look, my darling Paul, Elena.
Catherine.
Oh, Catherine's in. Hello, darlings. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, for those of you watching the replay of the show, they're a bit further down the line. The eager beavers were the first ones to join the show that we just shouted out. They're responsible for putting Michael from behind the camera onto the set. You've been named.
But not shamed.
Not shamed, no. So, we're a mother and son team, and we have, Michael is my only child. And we have literally been working together and in and out of each other's lives. And we've got a very, very close connection. And one of the things people always ask us is, what that connection is like. What's it like when you work together, you live together? Michael's is a student on my programs. So there's so many different connections we have. And people often wonder, how do we do it? So tonight's episode is in answer of those questions. So it's going to be up to you guys. If you want to know how do we do it as mother and son without killing each other, we actually run a successful business. We run 3 businesses, and we manage to really just enjoy our lives because we really do love what we do.
Yeah.
And we love the people that we attract into our orbit. And if you want to know how we do it, you're very welcome to pop questions on there, and we will answer for you. Okay.
We are forgetting the one person who does sort of keep us very sane, and that is Paul. So a big shout out to Paul.
We love our Paul.
Because he helps us. And do you know what? There are times where we talk and we will bounce ideas off each other, and he will come in and he will just make it so easy and effortless, and he'll just give us the answer. Yeah. And we really cannot do this without us.
He's a weird duo, and he comes in and we're the trio, and I'm really very blessed. Yeah, we do. We have an amazing family. We are very blessed. Yeah. So let's just have a look at the 707 show and recap. We've done season 1. This is the last episode for season 1, and we will be back in the 15th, 14th, somewhere like that in January.
Of January.
We'll be back
with second week of January.
Yeah, we'll be back, and I think our first guest is Amy. She's going to be our first co-host on the co-host on the show. And just for those of you who don't know what the 707 show is about, it is really an internship program where a bunch of people who've studied with me through the Culinary system and programs related to the Culinary system, that is a system founded by Melissa Jolly in South Africa, and I've been working with it for about 17, 18 years. We wanted to come together to find out, how do we come out of the spiritual closet? How do we sit in front of a camera? How do we tell the rest of the world what we're about? So I have to say that some of you who did come on my programs and have come and sat on the sofa and spoke about spiritual subjects, I know that it was a big deal, because a lot of your families didn't know what the hell you get up to. And they kind of found out very, very soon. Facebook's public.
We do applaud you for being brave and coming along and actually being here. Because to actually sit down on the couch and broadcast to the world something that you probably wouldn't have told many people about. That really does take some real courage.
It does.
And we're just looking forward to season 2 and seeing what comes out of the discussions and what topics that we can sort of really sort of put out there and make the world a slightly higher vibration. As
Sarah's 5D.
Yeah, 5D Sarah.
Sarah 5D.
She did say it's her move lying across people's laps on the couch.
Yeah,
so.
it is. She was the one. She was the lightest one, actually. So what will happen in season 2 is we are going to have our previous co-hosts come back and do a second show. They suggest the topics. They listen to what the group suggests as well and come and talk about, a spiritual matter. And then what happens is anybody who studies with me who's new will be invited to be co-host. So anybody who's interested in being a co-host, being part of this internship, it is a free project that I have initiated. And we are so happy and honored to serve the community in this way. So if you're interested, let me know and come and have a little study with me. And let's see if we can also get you onto the internship program and turn you and give you the branding of a co-host, a TV co-host. And next year, we are going to write a collaborative book. That is the plan. So we will be writing about our experience. What's it like to come out of the spiritual closet, and what is it like to let our families and friends know who might not know that we are a little bit weird and wacky, and we see things through a different lens. So Michael and I do have some kind of not really broadcasting, but
No.
performance background, because we were in theatre together as a young mum. That's what we did. We studied drama.
Yep, we did things like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
He was the cutest Charlie. I was Mrs. TV. Can you believe it?
We did Shakespeare in the Park,
yes.
Which was interesting. The Mozzies definitely ate us alive, if not the audience.
Yeah.
And then I did
James,
school plays.
And James and the Giant Peach was another one we were in.
Yep.
Yeah. And and also Michael helped us. I was on the board for running our local community theatre, and Michael used to be roped in to serve alcohol behind the bar because we were short of bar staff. I don't know why, because some of the bar staff we couldn't trust behind the bar. So we knew Michael couldn't drink. So he was as high as the bar counter, and he'd be serving drinks. And we used to just pray that he's the
headmaster of the really posh junior school didn't actually walk in and see me in uniform serving alcohol.
So
thankfully this was South Africa, so the rules were a little bit relaxed.
I think I might be jailed as a bad mother now. And the whole theatre company sued. But Michael's always been so amazing to just step up when a community or family or friends ask him for service and help. And I know that has been your connection with Michael. So, he is so great in our business because he builds friendships, he builds communities, he brings us together, and, he just does these amazing things. We had Melissa out earlier this year with her daughter, Jenny, and you did an astonishing job there as well about, making them feel comfortable and showing them around, and, that was great fun, eh?
It was a team effort. Again, we have the people like Shannon, Colin, who helped us organize venues. We had Sarah and Mike who were looking at sort of what they could do for us in terms of the advertising, the promotion, getting the word out. So it isn't just one person. And that is, we have a bigger family than just the three of us. We do have a family that encompasses quite a few people. And like families, we have disagreements, we have issues, but the thing that we try to always do is we always try and do everything with love. And so you've got to sort of just love everybody within your own family because you each have your own strengths. I think that's
Michael's tip for the day. Love your family.
Yeah, you can choose your friends, you can't choose your family. So
we're lucky we love our family. We would choose them anyway.
And we've got a whole lot of them turning up for us in December. Well, we are in December now, aren't we?
December. They're turning up.
In about 10 days' time, we've got 5 of the family on our doorstep, and we're going to have a Christmas party with them.
So we are going to be off air for period over Christmas. This is the last 707 show. We also, the Magenta show for the last run of the season will be on Monday. And the Color Mirror shows that I've been doing, the series, that's finished. So all the kind of production work that involves the studio, we're packing the studio up and we're converting the studio to a guest room because we've got that many family coming to visit us. So the next photographs and promotions you'll see of us on Facebook is us waving to you, having a great time. But one of the questions that Michael and I was asked by Catherine Red and Catherine Blue, who were the co-hosts on last week's show, they asked how is it that, how can Michael switch from, and this, you better answer this one. They asked a question, we said we would talk about it on this evening show. Because Michael is not only my son, he is also my business partner. He also manages and produces my work. He is also a student of the spiritual courses that I teach. So he has this number of roles that he has to fit into. So the two Catherines were asking him, how does he do that?
With ease and grace. Would be the easy cop-out way to answer it. I think I chose to come and work with my mother, and it's not a choice that was, oh, okay, I'll just go and do this for fun. It was actually a choice that I was like, I really would like to come and study more about what my mom does. And at the same time, my mom clearly said to me before I came here to Canada that I would be doing XYZ. So I came with quite sort of an understanding of what the expectations of me was, as well as I knew what I could give and sort of provide my mom with help with. So we don't have this sort of expectation of I need to do everything perfectly, but she understands that I do everything the best I can. And if she asks me to do something, I will try and do it, whether it's sort of create a studio and manage 3 shows, sometimes 4 a week. It means if I have to do the financial stuff, which for me as an analytical brain, I love sort of looking after putting things in little boxes, to being a little bit more creative in how I sort of run the shows and produce them. But I don't have some of the strengths that my mom does. I'm not that creative when it comes to writing a book or getting the content out for each of these shows. So it's quite nice to watch that aspect and see what I can't do, my mom takes care of. And we have got an understanding that she will listen to me if I've got an idea, and I'll listen to her if she's got an idea, because we don't, it's not a you tell me what to do business, it's a we do it together. It is a partnership.
It's a good business partnership, because what's really great is there's a bit of a telepathic connection between us as well. That used to really pissed off husband number 2.
He had no clue. And Paul occasionally does miss it as well, because he will come home and he'll look at us both and we'll have had this whole long conversation. He'll walk in and go, and he'll start, and we're both like, okay, we've had this conversation now, but we always value his input. It's just he doesn't understand sometimes.
We haven't verbalized it. It kind of travels over the ethers. He's a lot better than husband number 2 with that. Husband number 2 used to say, you and your son have a serious problem. And we'd look at him and go, what do you mean we have a problem? And he said, you never talk to each other. So now, that was just nuts, because we're in each other's head all the time. So we do have a very special connection. And it has been an absolute dream that we've been able to take that mother-son relationship and turn it into a business partnership, and that we work together. And then the tricky part was then the third role came in, where I'm also his spiritual teacher. So as a spiritual teacher, I'm always, with my students, I'm always at an observation level or analytical level. If they get stuck somewhere, or if they step into shadow mode, or if they kind of playing out a pattern, and hold that space for them and work with that. So it's tricky when it's right under your nose, because, Michael's right in my space 24/7. And I've had to also learn that there are times I have to make the discernment between when I am the mother and when I am the teacher. Yeah. And very often Michael, he says, well, can I ask you some advice? And then I always go to him and say, do you want me to answer as your mother or as your teacher? And that's how we navigate around that.
Well, the great thing though is that at the end of courses, at the end of certain events, we also do sit down and we'll sort of go through it.
Yeah,
and
we do recap.
I will sort of ask questions because I'm always constantly learning. So I take the opportunity to go, okay, did I read this right? Did I miss something? Yeah. Or what else could I have sort of learned from this? So I do take it that I am very fortunate that I also have a very sort of great teacher that I don't have to do too much homework, but she allows me the space to sort of get on with it.
Yeah. Well, you also, because you've been training and you've also qualified as a teacher now, you also I've watched you hold a really tremendous space for people that you've been working with. So, it's been passed down. And again, we have to take this right back to source, and that was Melissa, and that is Melissa Jolly. It's Melissa who ingrained in us this ability to be of genuine service. And no matter what happens in your business, no matter what your clients do or don't do, and no matter whether your students progress or not, or achieve or not, it doesn't matter. You hold a space anyway, and you wait. And this is one of the things I know, that if Michael was living away from me, you wouldn't have really seen that in action so much. Now you're here and you're watching people progress. So you yourself are on a spiritual acceleration process simply by being in the space where it's constantly, this is my business, it's a spiritual business, and you're now invested in it and part of it. Yeah. Oh. Do you miss Italy? I have to ask him. Do you miss Lake Como in Italy?
I miss Lake Como. You can't express the beauty of this place. Of course, it's in so many movies. James Bond, Ocean's 11, 12, 13. There is beauty and magnificence in those places. And it is an exceptional experience to have lived in Italy for 2 years. But I didn't grow much as a person. Here, in the year I've been here, I've grown a lot more. And we were actually having this chat with Shannon, and we were sort of looking back how Facebook brings us these memories and saying, a year ago we were sitting doing a course, a practitioner course, and it just shows you how quickly we've developed. But at the same time, for someone like Shannon and I, we haven't done that much work on ourselves up until this period a year ago. And how quickly we've grown.
And that honestly is because of color mirrors.
Yeah.
It's these color bottles that Melissa makes. They're little magical, and I can tell you Shannon's nodding her head behind the scenes here. It's these little magic bottles that Melissa makes that just takes your life and wraps you up, and you implode and you explode, and you go in whatever direction you need to, but you will change. You bathe in these bottles, you will change. I mean, that is just a fact. Yeah. Let's have a look here. We did a little poll just to ask people what was the special topic that they liked out of all the shows, and we did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're the 14th show.
Yeah.
We've done 14 shows in season 1. That's quite an accomplishment.
No.
That's huge. Thank you so much for everybody who participated. So this is now to me really weird, but there were 3 top ones by the time we copied the poll. That was, is money, energy, boundaries, and spiritual friendships. They were the top 3.
And the real crazy thing is money, energy was one of the least watched shows.
We really struggled to engage people. We had feedback. I think Catherine Bork told us that she had a friend or a client or somebody that she knew who she kept trying to watch the video and then felt irritated and switched off and then came back and put it on again and had to engage 3 times to watch it through because it was bringing up energetically some of her money blocks. So Dwayne, we just want to give a shout out to you because we know that the money talk is the most difficult of all the subjects that we can talk about on a spiritual show.
Yeah. Because no one expects or no one thinks money can be spiritual.
No.
You can be spiritual or you can be wealthy. You can't be both. Dwayne is definitely trying to sort of breach
that barrier.
That sort of...
and he's got to come back. We got to talk. We got to talk about money again, Dwayne. Honestly, we want to take that one further. And
then we had boundaries and spiritual friendships, which
spiritual friendships was just a giggle.
Yeah.
God,
Joanne and Maria were so precious. We ended up giggling, I think, if we'd kept the camera rolling for another 20 minutes. It was just one of those shows where they just embodied the topic so well. And they had us in stitches by the end of it.
It was absolutely wonderful. So all of this really was really great. So what we're going to do is, before we go live with the 707 in January, we're going to run another poll, and we're going to ask members in the 707 group, what are the topics that you'd like us to discuss? So when the co-hosts come back, they've got a list to pick from, and you can hear from them about subjects that you just want to air. And the show really is about coming out of the spiritual closet and speaking openly about whatever's on your mind, whatever concerns you spiritually. So that's something that we will do in 2019. Let's just see, is there anybody else here?
Joanne's saying that she loved Dwayne's episode and it made her comfortable and uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Which
that's what
is
the money
what
episode
a lot of
did
people
that.
said to us.
Amy, my son has spent the last 3 winters in the mountains of BC living the snowboard life, and now he's coming home. Wonder if he'd be interested in working with his mama. Amy, you never know. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, they're all just saying how amazing Michael is, and there's our beautiful people. Oh, that's wonderful. We're getting lots of compliments, Michael. Oh, that's wonderful. So what we want to do is we just want to bring our little Shannon on set to come and say hello to you. She's going to keep the camera rolling, the middle camera. Look at her crawling on set.
Hello.
Excuse me. So, my darling, I want to say to you that you are absolutely bloody awesome.
Oh, thank you.
We can't do it without you.
Cannot do it without our Shannon.
Mutual.
She's amazing.
This woman does all the bookings, all the preparation work for all of our guests, whether they come on the 707 or the Magenta show. Because without her doing that as an organization, we would have so much extra work to do that when they turned up, they wouldn't know whether they're Arthur or Martha. So she gives them everything that they need before they arrive.
Yes.
And they don't even have any questions when they arrive. They just go, "Oh, okay."
They're so well prepped, yeah. That's good on you.
Thank you.
And of course, Shannon makes sure that lots of the peripheral stuff around my business is supported. If I write something, she can edit it. She does so much for me. She literally is an assistant that God just sent to me. And I don't know where your wings are, but there should be some wings on you. And
it's under my shirt.
Yeah, so I just want to express how grateful I am that you kind of stuck around and that you're still part of our community, because Michael and I couldn't function without you, darling.
Oh, thank you.
And that's a fact. So can we ask you what do you think of this whole 707 thing?
Yeah, I was thinking about that today because I knew obviously this was the recap of season 1, and I think the funnest, because I do love that word. I know it's not a real word, but I'm going to make it a word sooner or later. The funnest
#funnest
thing about the show, I think, was when you came up with the idea. I can remember that day, and there was these Facebook messages, and I got to talk to you right now. And, normally you're like, can I talk to you in the next couple of days? And you're like, do you have time today to talk about it? And as soon as you told me about the idea, it was such, yes, this sounds so cool. And to watch it, grow from your idea to a full-fledged show, and now we're going to season 2, because we didn't even know if anybody wanted it, if they wanted to watch it, if anybody wanted to be on it. And then to watch even our community, as because I am the booker, and so I get a lot of I don't know if I want to do this, Shannon, do I have to do it? What's going to happen? And to watch, people be so nervous, and then leading up to the show, not being nervous. And then after the show, I get messages, okay, when can I book for season 2? And it's just been so great and fun to just be a part of it.
Yeah.
And you want to be part of the book program.
Yes. I
Yeah.
want to be a part of everything. Why do you think I stick around?
So if you would be interested in meeting the crew and all the other co-hosts, we are at our annual Christmas party on the 14th of December, and all you have to do is message Michael or Shannon and say you would actually like to be there as a special guest at our Christmas party. I think we might be able to squeeze a few more bodies in. We've had quite serious amount of RSVPs. We're going to do an awards night, so we are going to be awarding people for various things in our community. There's a Dragon Award, there's an Angel Award, there's
the Fairy Godmothers.
Yeah, there's Fairy Godmother Awards. There's also the most watched 707 show, the most the guest who got the most views for their show on the Magenta show. We also have a Colour Ambassador of the Year, the Colour Mirror's Canadian Ambassador of the Year. So there's quite a few.
I want the Dragon
awards.
Award.
You want the Dragon?
I want the Dragon Award.
I like dragons too. I saw that on the list. I thought, what's that? I'm into that.
The Dragon Award seems to be quite popular. So we're going to have Colin MC for us. Colin's also been a co-host on the show. He's a student that's been on my programs, My Love and Money Bootcamp. And he's going to MC for us. And later in the evening, we're also going to have Wayne Moulan from Echo Movement join us. So that we're looking forward to that. But we're also giving awards and thank you appreciation gifts to people in the community who are actually not even students of ours, but we just know that you're fans of us and you have been supporting the whole colour movement in Canada. So, if you do want to pop in and come and see all of this, please message Shannon or Michael on Facebook. And we'll see if we can squeeze you in. It's a free event. You just have to pay for your own meals and your own drinks. And we got an official photographer there. So, yeah, and that's the 14th of December. And my family from South Africa is joining us. So it's going to be great family fun as well.
Yeah. Make sure you dress up in your little party black dresses because the photographer is going to make you look even more fabulous. We love you, Jordan.
We love Jordan. He's amazing. He's going to take all the photographs. So I think that's it. That's
Perfect.
it. Are we
I
done?
got to get back on the other
Yeah.
side.
She's got to
Someone's going to push the buttons. And we didn't pay her to wear the reindeer antlers. Those were her choice.
Those were voluntary. So, my darlings, we just want to just officially say to Shannon and Michael, from myself and all the co-hosts, that we appreciate you very deeply. We wish you a wonderful Christmas.
Thank you.
And then we also want to thank all our beautiful co-hosts that have been on the show. There's so many of you. We've got a little picture of you up, a little slide of you up to kind of bring the community together. You're all amazing. I was so impressed with each and every one of you.
And we look forward to having most of you, if not all of you, back on the couch for season 2, if not season 3, because we might have to do like 20 episodes per season just to fit you all in.
More.
Yes.
He's a slave driver.
Hey.
And we
Not that bad.
also want to thank the Colour Mirrors community, Melissa Jolly and her daughter Gillian and Janine, who runs the social media Colour Mirrors for it. You guys have also been really great. We love you, and without you none of this would have happened. We wouldn't really have a life. And a large part of why Michael and I have such a good relationship is because of the Colour Mirrors oils and Melissa's teachings. We want to say that we do appreciate you.
Joanne's just chimed in to say, we still have room. Come and join us at the Christmas party.
I'm glad you think so, Joanne. But mind you, Joanne organised the venue, so she will be the one to know.
Yeah.
Come and join us at El Jefe.
Otherwise, we'll have Joanne as the bouncer, sort of not letting anyone more in.
It's happening in Port Credit, Mississauga on the Lakeshore Road, and we've been there before. We had our colour parties there, when we've done things that bring the community together, and when it's been really, really great fun. So there's just one last thing, and that is to say to all the members in the group, we're at just under 1,500 members in the 707 show, to wish you all a wonderful, wonderful Christmas.
And to have a prosperous and happy new year. And look forward to 2019.
Yes, and during the Christmas period we shut down, we will rerun some of the episodes for you. And we hope that you will invite your friends to join and that you will take part in the question that will come out early next year as to what topics you'd like to see on the 707 show. We love you. Thank you so much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Was it okay?
Yeah.
It was okay.
It was all good.
He's not running back to Italy. We love you, darlings. Thank you so much. Cheers.
Thank you. Bye.